for knowledge on GRAMBO grows. Talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here. We blaze the ganja, keep it fire. GRAMBO grows, burning desire. Learn about cultivation, step by step. New kids, I got the negativity. Cannabis vibes up in here. GRAMBO grows, vibes up in here. Grow, vibe with the night.
There is nothing but good vibes up in here. Welcome, guys, to the Late Night Smoke. This is your last chance for all things growing, smoking, token, cannabis education, knowledge, and just all around good times and good vibes. I'm Josh GRAMBO. This is GRAMBO Grows. Welcome, you guys. It's we live in a renaissance of cannabis right now. It's one of the times it's like you didn't used to take chances back in the day. You know, most people were paying their rent by growing, and so the odds of like coming over and being like, hey, let's take a quarter of your grow and do some bizarre thing. It was not something that was very, very common. So we got to talk about the different watering frequencies, pot sizes, genetic diversity, things that people are looking downstream. People are judging the kind of cannabis that they want earlier and earlier. So it's like the roadmap, depending on where you want to go is depending on where you're going to start. And so we're going to get into that stuff all tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you guys for all the well wishes. I've been, everyone knows, had the failed kidney stone surgery last week, holding on by a thread. Do not feel good. As soon as this stream ends, I'm getting back in bed with my old man heating pad and got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. So I'm going to get back at it. And yes, it's been a crazy, crazy week. Getting Jug Dealers back launched, Jug Club for all you Juggernaut fans for the Jug Dealers podcast, getting that launched on Tuesday. And everyone that followed on Instagram will be doing that giveaway announcement tomorrow. Give everyone a week to subscribe. If you don't know, we're giving away a bunch of root kits from Root Nerds. We had a seed starter, awesome like seed starter, and then like a root germination kit. And 2 people are going to win that. And then we got a bunch of these cheetah clips, these awesome low stress trainers out there. So a whole bunch of people still have time. Follow over at Josh GRAMBO on Instagram and getting going. Curly Green Leaf. It's like, are stones a pH problem? Oh, I got a pH problem. My penis hurts. pH. That's what it stands for. Don't you know? We're just going for it. So shout out to everyone out there, and shout out to High Plains Bud right there. HPB, Ohio Terp Queen. He's going through it too. He's got worse kidney stones than me. It's ridiculous. It's going around. I'm seeing a lot of people. Fly Highs in the house. Can't wait to see you, buddy. DGC Cup is coming, my friends. It's gonna be a thing. I was telling the dude before, it's like they want to schedule me for my neck surgery in April. I was like, dude, I won't be well enough to hang out until the DGC Cup. So at least by the DGC Cup, I'll be able to hang out with my boys like John Lindsay right there. Love it. So yeah, guys, we got the awesome one for you. Tonight's guest is so nice. I had when this all went down, there was no way like I was going to be, I got a pinched nerve in my hand. It's still freaking no good. Then had the kidney stone. I got a bunch of shenanigans going on there for a while. So he was very, very nice to be able to just cancel on him late and be able to come back. And seemed like forever ago. And oh my God, we're still doing it. So today I got, I told you guys in February, we were going to do people. I always reach out to the Dude Grows kind of extended family. I extend out to the Jug Dealers guys. And this is another one of the guests that hadn't met in real life, has only seen his content online and just kind of knew who he was through the grapevine. And I like what he's doing and I love what he's saying. And so tonight we're bringing on one of my newest friends in cannabis. We're talking to Mike from 420 Things Grow.
Yeah. Not Jeremy or Julius or whatever.
I wrote down in there the Lewis for some reason, and I was like, I don't know. People have all sorts of aliases that they go by on here. Be surprised, some of your favorite content creators aren't the name they go by on the internet. It's almost like they don't want the DEA showing up at their door.
Yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah. I'm in Canada. It's not so bad up here.
You are in Canada. That's one of the coolest things. We always talk with Brett, the dude from Dude Grows, and just the whole mailing things is amazing. The idea. So you guys get 4 plants up there, right? That's what everyone goes with.
That's what. So there's a few provinces that are outliers. The in my province, it's 4 per household, not per person. But I'm a medical patient, so I have the ability to grow 98 plants indoors. So that is, yeah, that's so.
I like
Listen,
that.
Canada's got a lot of problems, and cannabis is, it's not so bad. It's could be worse for sure.
I love it. I love that. That's amazing. That's the back in the day we could stack our medical plant counts. You know, it doesn't quite work like that anymore. So it's good to see that that's still going out there. 98. That's the dream. But leave a comment below. How many plants can you guys grow, and how many do you grow? Don't put yourself in any hot water there, but I'm always curious. And I have to give a shout out real quick, Mike, to our boy Cody Whittaker over at the Bad River Farms there in South Dakota, dropping 10 gift subs on us. Thank you, Cody. Welcome to 210 new GramBorg members. That's amazing. You guys are too nice. And then LJ Jones, he's the godfather. He drops another 5 on us. So that's a great way. You guys make me feel better. It always is. I told Mike before we got going, I was like, I'm in hell, but this show is like the whole reason for this show is to escape reality and just have some fun. And thank you guys so much. Cody Whittaker, LJ Jones, you guys are the man. So we were talking before we got going. You are in the this new breed of people that is experimenting. You're doing some of the I don't even know, how would you describe it? What, like a novelty grow? You're growing in like solo cups? Are you doing the mini bucket challenge?
I'm not doing the mini bucket challenge. I was going to, but I'm doing so many things. I've tried just about every grow. I've done just about. I built my own RDWC. I went to organics. I went to 5-gallon pots. I went to 10-gallon pots. I do 25s outside. But I have a bad back, and I don't know about you. I have a 5x5, and you can only get in from 3 sides, right? So there's only 3 doors. So it's always hard to get to the back corner, the back edge, or the back middle. And I did scrogging because I was like, I'm going to try it. It's going to be cool. I'm going to get some great content. But oh my God, never again inside a tent. No, thank you. It's just too much work. Yeah.
Yes. I find that most people that are hardcore in the cannabis world, you scratch the surface on it, they go from stoner to patient pretty quickly. Most of us are dealing with some underlying physical condition, mental condition, just and shout out to like my buddy extract seller Kyle dropped these I don't know, are the extract seller edibles coming back, Kyle, or is because I still got the Tropicana ones? And literally I popped 2 of those before I got going on the show, and like here in the next 10 minutes
It's gonna get dicey.
Yes, I'm feeling. I was like, I waited until then. You think I was scatterbrained before the show? I'd be calling you Stan here in the next 10 minutes. Stan,
yeah, man. So
tell me about the small grows.
The cups, right? I can pull them out. Like I can grow in, these are missing the bottom, obviously, but 16-ounce cups, man. I can pull each plant out individually, bring it out onto my table, sit into my chair, get around it, put it in, and I use drippers, right? So I mean, I'm not watering these by hand. There's no way, right? So no way. Because I'm watering, when I start my watering, I put a seed or I put a clone. It's literally, I have my scale in there. I'm weighing the cocoa dry, and then I saturate it and I put it in there. So I know what a cup weighs empty. I know what it weighs full. And when it gets in between a zone where I'm like, okay, I'm going to give it some more water, I do that for the first week or 2. And then it's just like, I'm hitting the drippers, and I'm hitting the drippers 3-4 times a cycle, light cycle. And it's like, it's on a electric timer. It's great, man. It's so much easier. So it's blessed with the plant count, so that makes a difference too, right? So
yes, that is tough. We can do 6 per person, 12 per household in Colorado, and that doesn't feel like enough. It's just barely enough.
Yeah, and that's it. Listen, and it, pheno hunting or whatever you're doing, like to be able to do, I have a 5x5 and I have a 4x4 flood tray in there, so everything goes, drain the waste, and I put it out on my lawn, so in the winter it kind of goes and melts the snow. But it's great, man. It's 24 at a time, really. Well, and 24 is probably not ideal. I did 10 this last run because I went to Vegas and I needed to have less water usage, so my wife could, take over the grow while I was gone. And yeah, no, I'm probably gonna get in around 16 to 18 on drippers in that space. I can fill that whole thing wall to wall, colas all day long. So that's all I really want, really.
Yeah, we've talked about how like the solution, if we were to kind of like lobby for plant counts in this world, I think the square footage would be the most accurate thing, right? Don't give us plant counts. How much area can I grow? Can I grow one, dishwasher size plant, or can I grow 100 little tiny, sea of
Yeah.
green plants?
Yeah, I had the cops come get called on me. Somebody drove by and seen. So I have a greenhouse in my backyard. You can see it if you drive by and you're looking in my backyard in between my shed and my garage. And I had this it's Canadian Tire in Canada, but it's like Lowe's or whatever. It's like a greenhouse, but it's like white. So it's UV protected. It's 20 by I don't know 10, and it's got doors on the end, and it's great. You can't see in it. But somebody, when the sun rises behind my tent, you can see the shadow on it, and it's just like from ceiling to wall, nothing but dark.
I love it.
Hello, can we come over and see? Somebody reported you have a lot of plants growing. I said I have 2. What do you mean a lot? And they go, no, we're gonna have to come over. And again, it's just like, oh, but it's fun, man. It's fun to try different things, and these cups were that for me. It was just like, hey, let's try it,
And so that ended up being like not enough. I think you're one of the first people that I've met that's gone lower. That's probably what, a half gallon maybe, if we were to go into it. You guys, or do you,
no, I think it's less. Well, sorry, what's 16 ounces? I don't know. Is that a half a gallon?
yeah, I'm not even sure. I immediately, as I'm talking to a Canadian, I felt embarrassed. It's like, shit, maybe liters. Have 2 liters, 1 liter.
Yeah,
I don't know how much is. We do something so stupid here in the States that we'll do. I'll be like, how much silicone do I put in there? And then they'll give me a milliliters per gallon. I go, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why do I know what a milliliter is, but I still have to put it in a gallon?
Yeah. Tablespoons. And oh man, I lived in Florida for a long time. As a kid, I went to high school there, and it's just like, man, it's all over the place down there, man. It's like you're doing this, you're doing that. So yeah, confusing. Quarter gallon. There we go. That guy knows what he's talking about.
All right. So that's fascinating because yeah, we had Grow Fire Farms, a new Canna buddy that I met at the DGC Cup last year, and he won. He finished second in the flower and won the hash competition. He's growing in 1 gallons, and he's doing that just hella cyclical irrigation, just dropping those 12 misters a day. So you said in like what we can assume is somewhere around a quarter gallon. Yes, multiple people are saying it, so we'll go with quarter gallon. How you're doing only 4 waterings a day? How big plants do you do?
So man, listen, I do either clones or I do seedlings, and I did autos for the very first time, and I was very surprised with the autos. I was doing them, and I'm like, I've heard the horror stories of all. His first time growing them was 24 of them in this space, and I go, oh, it's the roots are going to hit the bottom, and it's going to flip the flower. And when they were at the bottom, the plants were maybe this big. It's very small. And then all of a sudden they kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And then it was sudden, I'm like, these are too big, and I don't see a sign of flower yet. I'm like, oh no. They got huge, man. I couldn't believe the auto flowers. But yeah, 4 times. Like, so it comes on it. So this is how I do it in middle of flower when everything's pumping. So lights come on and I hit it. I have they're just drippers, and they're half-gallon drippers, and they're spread between 2 cups. It comes on, it waters for 10, 12 minutes, and that gives me runoff of the cups, and very minimal, 12-20%, just enough to clear it out, right? It's been sitting all night. And then anywhere from 3 to 4 to 2 hours, depending on the plant I'm growing, because some need more and some need less. But every couple of hours, I hit it for not full, not maybe 4 minutes instead of 15 or 12, right? And then it's just getting enough. And then an hour before lights off, I hit it for like 18 minutes. So then it's hitting it and draining it out for sure. I'm getting probably 30% runoff and this is cocoa and straight cocoa. So I just leach all the stuff out, and knock on wood, man, I'm knocking on wood. It has been, I don't check pH runoff. I mean, I make sure my reservoir, which is 25 gallons, is right at 5.8, 5.7. That's for sure. I got all the sensors and whatever. I don't mess with it at all. Plants love it, and I am like, it's easier in my opinion than some of the other ways I've grown in that aspect. So yeah.
This is what's so amazing. That's the thing. That cannabis is it's very personal, like what a little bit of edibles does to me is going to do different to you, and yada yada yada, and that extends right into growing. As I had a guest last week, Root Nerds, and he was talking about he'll grow with people that don't believe in even plucking one fan leaf. Like once the seed goes, he's like, they don't touch it. And then I got like buddies, like my buddy Scotty Real, he's into the schwazzing. So he pulls off every single leaf.
One.
And is one thing better or worse? It's irrelevant. It's like you're going to get a different kind of phenotypic expression based on stressing the plant one way and the other. But we need all these different things. So you're up in Canada. If I was this is one of the things about Canada, I'd be like, bro, you should mail me some of your bud. I'd love to try it.
And it could, you know what I mean? That's the beauty of the cannabis thing here. As long as you're within the guidelines, and the guidelines, once it opened up, I've been a medical patient for many years, even before everybody had 4 plants. And some of the rules were like you said, square footage would make way more sense. But I was allowed to grow X amount of plants with my medical license. And it's like, I'm allowed X amount of ounces for my gram per day thing. And it was this calculation. I go, this makes no sense. None at all, guys. Like, come on. But then I couldn't even store enough, and it was like I had to throw it out because I grew too much. They opened it up to everybody, and now like, no, there's no more storage count anymore. It's like, oh my god, I've been saying this for years, So
yeah,
it's moving.
Stoners, we're bad at math in general. It's one of those things. It's here in the States, everything's going wonky. That we don't know what's going on. Seeds are getting banned. There's THC drinks and freaking. Like the United Center in Chicago, where the Bulls and the Blackhawks play, like they're selling weed drinks. Yet then, like my buddies here that are trying to like move seeds are getting taken down, and it's like, man, we're in the growing pains of legalization right now. It'll be nice to have a little stability up there. So we're coming for you. I'm honorary Canadian. I always say when I have a Canadian guest, I'm not Canadian, but I did drive a Zamboni for 7 years, so I'm hip.
Yeah, no, Zamboni's pretty cool, man. Some people don't know what Zambonis are, but my kid's in hockey, so I know exactly what Zambonis are.
Yes, we had a Zamboni accident here in the Colorado area where a Zamboni driver unfortunately passed away like 2 weeks ago. He had some sort of injury, and I didn't fully look into it, but I did the 21 smoke salute, and the I Want to Drive the Zamboni song.
Yeah.
In that song, the Zamboni's driver's name is Smokey. I got Smokey. He's been driving for years. As like I've loved like every Zamboni guy I've ever. There's just potheads. It's hilarious.
You're driving really slow. You can't get in too many accidents, right?
Oh, you'd be surprised. Hell yeah! So, what do you do as far as your like setup in there? So, do you scrog? Do you stake it? Are you a big lollipopper? Are you schwazzing it? What are you doing once you get him in that little guy?
I am definitely not a schwazzer. I'm very close to a schwazzer. I definitely like, unless I'm doing some sort of hunting and I'm looking to see what the plant's going to do on those bottom nodes to see if it's going to herm or if it's going to do something. But if I'm running a clone setup, yeah, man. So I've done a clone setup in there, and I had 2 mother plants, and I did 24 clones, and I took them in, the root riot things, put them in the cocoa. I flipped them right away, a day and a half, just for the roots to kind of get into the cocoa. I flipped them, and then perfect. I don't know if you know Frankie's. He's always around the community too. Frankie's with a bunch of Z's in his name. But he's got a 3D printer, and he printed these like things. They're like little like stands. I wish I had one here because they're so cool. I can put this in a cup probably into week 2 or 3 of flower, and it's still the base will hold it stable enough that it won't knock over. I did a test last run, and it was about week 3 when they all toppled over. So week 2, I usually do the work that I'm going to do, and then I put them back in. I put a trellis net over that, and then I'm never having issues after that with the base and the trellis net. I used to do 2 trellis nets, but the bases and 1 trellis net, it makes it so you can get it out at the end of cleanup, and it seems to work.
That's amazing. And so that's the thing we were talking about before the show, is that the surprising thing about these different kinds of grows, you get the different kinds of expression. And so it's not about your container size. I would have gone to war 10 years ago, be like, no, you cannot grow as big of a pot, 1 gallon as a 7 gallon. It's not even possible. And now, if you have the same watering strategy on both, that is true. But if you just hit it a whole bunch, and so are you like what nutrient line do you like? Do you anything in particular, or I'm always curious what's going on?
Yeah, for sure. So I've used a bunch of different stuff, and that's what I'm trying. And I've recently settled on Floraflex. Floraflex was the first self-watering base setup I bought, and I didn't know what I was doing, and I was experimenting with cocoa, and I never grew with cocoa, and everyone's like, you gotta grow with cocoa, it's almost hydroponic. So I'm like, okay. I bought this 4-pot setup from Floraflex that had these drip stations and this stuff, and this is before I got my flood table, because I don't know if you know, but man, hydroponic stores are disappearing here in Canada, and to get a flood table, it's so hard. How do you get a 4x4 flood table from Amazon? You don't. So I used these pot setups, and they were 5-gallon buckets, and I was like, 4 of them. Somebody was like, you're crazy, dude. It's never going to work. And I was like, okay, fine. I'll do 1. And I did 1, and I scrogged it out, and I go, oh my God, it's not it. So I went to their 3-pot setup, and it was 2 drippers in each pot, and it was even 2 gallons, not 3, 2. So I'm like, oh, this is great. Until I learned they're dripping into 20% runoff, and holy geez, I went through a lot of nutrients with 12 2-gallon pots in there, man. But they have a 2-part nutrients, like A and B. It's water soluble, A and B in veg, A and B in 1 or 2 or whatever they call it in flour, and 2 additives. And that's, man, I got a magnetic stirrer, the ones that spin it, and I just mix it there, put it in, and I check my pH, and most of flour, it is pH stable, so it helps me keep that range in there. I got to do adjustment once a week. It's pretty hands off. And there's a lot of people that I hear go, oh, Floraflex, it's cardboard. Listen, I hear people say it about Athena. I hear that people say about everything. I have very terpy, very Floraflex for the win, and it's cheap compared to a lot of other bottled nutrients that I bought, or even 2-part systems, right? So I'm a frugal, I'm not a rich man, so and to get it from the States to here goes up in price, right? So it's a cheap way to grow. I like it.
And there's no correct way. This thing. So I work with like the Jug Dealers with New Millennium Nutrients. They've got they're a 3-part base, and they've got like 8 additives. It's this crazy intimidating line when you don't understand what. And I'll flip flop grows, and then I work with Dude Grows, and I'll be using the Grow Dots from Scotty Real Growers, and they both grow amazing wheat, absolutely amazing wheat. It's slightly different, the stuff that comes down off the New Millennium will have a bit more of the different expressions. It'll pull out perps and different colors, and it'll be a little bit more straight terpene, but it's no stronger necessarily. It's one of those, it's the damnedest things. I would say there is no way to greatness. Greatness is the way.
I'd say that, man. You say that? That's you?
But I believe a famous Chinese proverb, as Taoist
I would have said
saying or something like that. But I do say
it. Right on. I like it. I've never heard that one. Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, and then as we're going, we're talking about that you are definitely getting into the concentrates. Are you still enjoying on the flour? Have you switched all the way over to concentrates? What's your day to day?
So listen, I used to be flour all day, every day. I actually used to be blunts. I grew up in Florida, so it was a blunt. That's how it was. A Philly's blunt. I grew up. That was my first way to consume, was a Philly blunt as a kid. And then concentrates, man, it tugs at your heart. You can see I got a press right here. I got all the stuff, the alcohol. I am always about now. Flour's great. But you know what? You need to dry it. You need a space to dry it. You can't flip. You can't turn. And my wife has not an allergy, but man, she gets headaches when it smells too much in the house. When I'm drying, I don't know why it smells more, but it seems to, even though I got the same carbon filter running, and she goes, it stinks down here. So it's a little bit of I needed to way to do it, and just cutting it down off the plant, putting it in the freezer, and waiting until the winter, and doing it. Like, I just had 2 guys over here. The one guy's still upstairs, came down for the weekend. Great community. There's discords everywhere. People are doing the same kind of stuff. he brings it over. He's helping me. I'm trying to design a washer for myself because I'm that cheap guy. So I talked to a guy. He goes, "That's $7,000 washer there." He goes, "That's all beer equipment. Why don't you try this?" And he gives me a list of stuff, and I dove right into it because I'm that kind of DIY guy, work with my hands. And I'm not there yet. I've done 6 or 7 washes, and it's great that I have the community of people that want to come over and hang out for the weekend and throw it in the freeze dryer. So it's a different thing than flour, sure, but it's this KJ. He's a good guy right there. He's again, man, it's these great people that I hang out and talk with all the time, and we're always talking. Try this, and oh, look, tweak this, and again, that's what I feel like concentrates are, right? It is crazy. There's so many tweaks.
It is it's one of those things that I've noticed with all the hardcore like ganja people that I hang out with. We all have to do this preamble before we say constant. Like, look, I've been a fucking, because I have the same thing. I was a Bic lighter and glass spoon guy for 25 years. That's all I did. But I'm a flavor whore. Once you smoke so much, your tolerance gets up there. I almost say weed is like it's like aromatherapy as much as it is the cannabinoids these days. When it tastes the way I want, when it's smooth across the lungs the way I want, it just makes me happy. And the concentrates, they're just holding on to those flavors, man. It's like, we all know as growers, when you smell it like on the plant, whoo, it's just like, I wish I could. And then you dry it, you cure it, you put it in your bowl. It still tastes amazing, but it doesn't taste like that. These modern live resins and some of the high level rosins, they're getting there. And so I'm the same way. I'm pretty much concentrate exclusive these days.
Yeah, like it's very light in color. It's very clean. I to buy this at the local place, it is so much money, and it's like I still don't really know what's in it, right? So me being the cheap guy, I talk to my wife. I'm like, "Hey babe, you want to start a candy business? Let's sell freeze-dried candy." And she's like, "Yeah, let's try it," or whatever. Like, it was more of a discussion, but we wrote off the freeze dryer the candy business expense. So I was able to get one, and I'm blessed, man. And that's why, yeah, you're right. But back in the day, it concentrates for me were 2 hot knives in the ice shack, and you know what I mean, like that. I always liked the concentrates, even though I was a blunt guy. But man, I don't know what it is about 2 hot and ice, man. It is, whether you're in the toaster, whether you're on the oven, or whether you're using a torch, all those different ways to consume, right? So
we had some homies from Amsterdam come in to our 5/8 Jug Dealers studio a couple months ago, and they allegedly somehow, I don't know, the ganja fairy showed up and brought some like old school like Lebanese blonde, like the stuff that's like the classic, like they're like, no, you have not smoked this. It's very important. And then it was decided that like, all right, we're gonna go to Walmart and we're gonna buy a bunch of butter knives and a torch. And we're sitting there at work with a 2-liter bottle doing knife hit. I was like, I'm 40. What am I doing here? But it was some of the fun, and it tasted amazing. That stuff gets me. It's another thing about all this stuff is like we were talking about how personal your endocannabinoid system is, what it does to you. That the old school just kind of bubble hashes and those sort of wash hashes, man, they put me in couch lock to the point of like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like indica, sativa, all bull crap. Just this whatever it's doing there. Man, I can't move. But then you give me some fine, rosin. It's made almost the exact same way. Completely different effect. It's so crazy. What's your preferred kind of smoking? You kind of alluded to before. You're all about that rosin life. You got your Puffco or your Puffco adjacent knockoff product.
Yeah. And I'm still experimenting with that. So most of the time it's that. I'm a cheap guy, again, cheap guy. My friend Blackbeard here, he's got a case. It's like a Pelican case of all these different like rigs. And I go, I look at that and I get scared. I don't want to break it. But you're right, you get that different. So I've taken and decarbed some of my live rosin, which looked like that white cakey kind of stuff, and put it right into a pen. And all I did was heat it for many days. And that's even different, but it tastes like the taste of the smell that comes off the tent, right? You're with that fresh frozen, it's able to, get you closest to that as possible, but it's like a cousin. It's not the same, even though it is the same, it's like, wow. So it's always cool to experiment, man. Try something new.
Yes. And when you go back a certain amount of years, I think I started smoking in 95, 96. We dreamt of these days. People are like, oh, pens suck. And I go, well, they're not that's not why I use them. I don't use pens because they're the number one awesome thing in the world. And although that sometimes they are, I don't have it within range now. Right now, I'll shout out to everyone. The Extract Cellar is live. You can go to the Extract Cellar /secret menu, find yourself some of those terp pens. My buddy Extract Cellar Kyle, he just makes terp pens, just straight up. He'll get giant jars of hash and it just starts to fractionate, and then like the top will just be this loose layer of terpenes. He'll pour it off and he just makes pens with it. It's such a ridiculous time, and I'll just be walking around smoke and be like, oh, does it even get you high? And I go, I can't tell. I'm smoking so much. This isn't my only meal of the day. I just know it tastes amazing. It definitely does get you high, but it's terpenes. It's less cannabinoids, almost no THC, and I love it. Who's to say? There's whatever floats your boat, babe.
Yeah, well, that's it, man. And CBD and the mixtures, and I tried CBD and I failed at that like literally and utterly bad. And then I did some more reading, and it's like, trying to do extracts with it. I'm like, maybe I need another strain, maybe I need a little something else. But you're right, just something that terp sauce, baby, the terp life, the terp, like it's. Everyone's like, what temperature? I go, you don't want to know my temperature. Why don't I want to know your temperature? Well, because my temperature is so low that I am wasting a lot of it, because I know I have a freezer full of it because I produce for myself, and me only, right? So I'm not selling it. I'm not whatever. When you're washing a full tent, man, you have a lot of stuff to go through. So it's, I'll let a little bit burn off. I mean, I'm cheap, but I'm not that cheap because it's the bougie taste, right? It's so tasty.
We always say you got to waste it to taste it. You got to waste it to taste it, baby. If your nail isn't full of a pool of perfectly good, some people like hit, like, I'll be like, I'm done. They're like, I'll keep going. They'll reignite it and everything. It's like smoking roaches or something. It's like, stop it, you broke bitch. That shit's done. Having being a grower, it is that's one of the things back in the black market days that would always give you away as a grower. The fastest is just like, passing out with like, oh, here's a bowl, here's a joint, pat. No, I'm good. I'll one hit, pass it off, and people will be like, how do you have so much amazing weed? And you go, reasons. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, that I never, again, black market back in Florida was in the 90s was kind of weak. I didn't know the right people, I guess, because now I know the right people. And it's not weak anymore, man. We've come so long, and it's amazing.
Yeah, all the homies smoking that Extract Cellar stuff. Yeah, guys, Extract Cellar /secret menu. You'll figure it out. Type it in. There's things that you type in, and then you'll find it. So you know how YouTube is. We'll keep it a little bit vague there, but go check out Kyle. He's doing this awesome thing. And so you are you into the kind of the pheno hunt and everything? I know a lot of people I hang out with they're washing the rosin. We've kind of cornered it into that. Some strains are washers and some are blasters. Some have the greasy trichomes. Some have the very like sandy trichomes. And the blasters are good for the BHO runs. It just strips it all off. And then the washers, the more sandy ones, are able to actually survive ice water bath without breaking open and kind of sit up in the whole mix and lowering your yields and everything. Are you just kind of gripping and ripping? Are you doing pheno hunts to find those sort of things? What's your method for finding the best plants to get to the rosin train?
Yeah, that's it. And that is why I love having 24 at a time possibility. When I did those autoflowers, I had 2 plants of everything. So I had 12 different cultivars in there. It was great. You know what I mean? So it's nice to be able. Yeah. But it was so different. So it was like, how do I group them? And listen, I ended up grouping a couple, and I, like you said, the fairy gods of whatever. I actually got I placed third in a rosin competition, my very first one. And I know you had Chubbs on the other day. He got first place. I got third place. We both got these cool trophies, and it's like, I want to do that. So that's what I've done now. Is I have about 8 moms that I keep around all year round, everything. There's some breeder cuts, there's some stuff my buddies share with me, there's stuff that I've hunted, and that's what I've done. I go, there's one it's great, it's frosty, it's beautiful, it smokes well, but man, you wash it and it's terrible. So now I want to take that and cross it with something that washes really well and pheno hunt it in and see if I can keep the benefits of that plant and see if I can get it a little less greasy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but you know what? With 24, I did a run. There was a guy in the community, Crimson. He does his own seeds. He gave me some when I met him once. I'm like, I'm going to breed with his, man. This guy shook my hand. I know who he is. I'm going to breed with it. I crossed it with all my moms. And a few other plants, and I did 12 new crosses in these, okay? And if you want to know, people go, well, you're not going to get very many seeds. Well, you know what? I beg to differ, because right here is, and this has been dipped into very many times, that it's hard to tell, but there's a lot there. And that
there's
came
a lot
off
there.
of one plant in a cup this small. So to go from I've never bred before to have 14 new crosses, I was stoked, man. And now I'm hunting 2 of them. I gave some to a buddy. He grew it. He's like, man, you got to see this thing. Canada, send it to me. So he's put it in the mail, sent it over. I have his mom, and now I'm gonna go with F2s with the male that I've picked. And it's like, man, that community is so great here in Canada for that. Like, well, the laws are great for it, but these people, like, man, I'll get it for you and do it. So it's like, so now I've got 22 of those versions in there. So it's like, man, breeding's like, I feel like once you got growing good enough to where you're like, hey man, it's like a turnkey thing. I turn it on and I come back in 2 months and I'm good. It's kind of boring now. Like, what do I got to learn now, right? So I learned the watering system. I learned cocoa. I learned this, and I was like, man, let's try breeding. So yeah, that's my next step, is to wash it, to try to cross those things and see if I can build a better mousetrap, right? So.
I love it. If you guys, I just noticed there's a uptick in people that just popped in. So for all you guys that don't know, we're hanging out with Mike from 420 Things Grow. He's a Canadian grower. He's an experimentalist, and you're just passionate about the plant. I've noticed a bunch of comments that said, "We love this guy, Grambo," and I go, "See, I like, you've never been on Dude Grows, you haven't been on Jug Dealers. I just saw you in Instagram, and every time I saw you, I was like, this guy loves the plant. I gotta get him on sometime." And man, I love it. You're doing it right. So yeah, welcome all the new 450 people. That's we don't usually get above 400 on Sunday. So the people have spoken. They like you, Mike. So go follow him.
I've sent out this link to a lot of my buddies. I said, come check it out, right? And listen, that's another great thing about this community. I don't know about you, but listen, you found me, I found you. I had seen you before, and we were in the same towns, and like we were in LA. I don't know if you were, anyways, we were missing, Vegas and stuff. But there's a lot of people in this chat that I've shaken their hand in real life that I met here on this. And man, much love to people that are in here. Everyone's like, there's only a few bad apples, man, or bad seeds, or whatever you want to call them, that don't want to help people. But man, there's a lot of guys in here, girls, everything. Like, yes, man, community. I love it.
It is truly a blessing. I started this show, literally, I had no aspirations of ever doing anything with this show, and then the community outreach was so awesome. And then every time I just wouldn't do one, and I'd wake up on Monday and they'd be like, hey, this is part of our thing. And I go, you know what, like, there's people that it's like, if there's a show, I drop my daughter off at school on Friday, and there's this live stream I watch at 8 a.m. And if he's not there, I lose my mind. And so it really is a blessing. I always tell the story, but I was freelancing, doing production. I worked for a sleep education company. So it's just like same sort of thing, like, 5 ways to fall asleep faster, breathing exercise. The amount of hate the comments would bring. They'd be like, oh no shit, this is what, and I just assumed, well, that's the internet. And I started joining this cannabis community, very much quiet. Like, I went from, I didn't tell anyone I grew to now I tell everyone, and I'm just bowled over by the support. So shout out to you guys out there. And while we're giving the shout out, I have to thank once again, Cody Whitaker threw down the 10 subs, LJ Jones threw down the 5, and then another Bad River Farm there in South Dakota, Mr. Sparkles throwing the 5 gift subs. Thank you guys. If you guys are ever in South Dakota, look up Bad River Farms. They're community growers that started a business, and they're doing it right. And then Rick, thank you for the 149. Appreciate you, my friend. It's an amazing community. I got friends like Trailblazer. What up, buddy? This guy, I know this guy. He works at a head shop / sex shop. I love this guy. And he sells all the funnest things to all the funnest people. And so, yes, it's really quite an amazing community. And I know what you mean. We've just barely, you and I know all the same people. And that's why I was so stoked that you were able to come on. So thank you again for after canceling.
Thanks, dude.
Yes.
Listen, I don't wish that upon anybody's enemy, let alone you or anybody else. No, thank you. No, thank you. Nobody. I do not ever want to. I'm drinking more water because you said I got to drink more water, man. But you're right. This community is great, and there's so many of them. There's little pockets. I found a show the other day on a weekend where I'm like, I was sitting there and everybody's like, check this out. I go, where did you find this? Like, and he goes, there was nobody I knew in the chat, and I'm like, how is there a channel that's like-minded? And the guy knew who I was. And I'm like, man, I wish I would have known about your show. Like, I would have checked it out, you know? So it's like anybody who's worried about, like, there's not, the internet is a very big place. There's room for everybody, man.
Indeed.
Come on in.
Well said, my friend. There is no competition in this world. It's one of the great communities in this world. And that's why, even though we're all being kind of I know people that run YouTube channels that if they got a quarter of the resistance from the platform that I was going to go get a job. Screw this. We do this cannabis media thing because we want to, not because it's lucrative, not because it's easy. We do these things because they are hard.
Yep. It's definitely hard, man. And you would think, I was like, oh, you know what? It's Canada. I'll start it. Like I use YouTube in my everyday life, whether I'm changing the brakes on a car for the very first time, because I'm a mechanic, but at my trade, that's what I used to do. But I can change brakes, but do I need a special tool? Do I need this? I go right to YouTube. So when I was getting into growing myself for the very first time, I'm like, I'm going to get this light. And I looked at an HLG light and I go, oh, I am not getting that light. That is well out of my price range. You know what I mean? And I found a light and I was like, you know what? I'm starting a YouTube channel. And that was my journey, how I started. It was just, I'm like, nobody had it. I couldn't find it. And I go, it should be here. And I did it. And then here we are 4 years later. So
amazing, bro. Hell yeah. So one of the most important things, whether flower or concentrates, it's the dry and cure. Walk me through, like, if you're going to go for a press, because this is one of the secret sauces for people. How far do you push it? Like, are you going, like, pulling a little bit early? Are you scoping by trikes? You go by it, and then how much do you dry? And I imagine you don't cure it all, or you probably don't even dry it all. What's your method for pulling? Walk me through. Like, it's week 8. What are we doing in your grow to get the highest quality concentrates we can possibly pull?
Yeah, and this is definitely subjective for a lot of different people. Everyone's like, oh, it's got to be color, but I have 6-8 jars here, and some of them are dark, and that does not matter. The gram wants to be pretty, and it's got to look good, and that's nonsense to me. For me, I go a very small amount of amber because I need to do things. I'm not a very go to bed kind of guy with smoking. I'm smoking all the time. So I want something that's decent. So I definitely lean on the bro science, that if it's, or maybe it's real science. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but I get a little bit, mostly all cloudy, some clear, and a few amber. And that's when I pull. And I would do that even when I was doing flower, and I would hang it to dry it, and I would do this and I would do that. But no, so from now I do that. And me and my wife, God sent for me, these plants in these cups are even easier to clean. So I can clean my whole tent, me and my wife, in just about an hour and a half, 2 hours, if we're banging it out. We're just taking the big fan leaves off, because I 3/4 swathed, right? So most of them are gone. And then I cut them all off. And then I literally just take the branch and go down it, and it goes into a bucket, and I separate it, and that goes right into the freezer. And then from there I wash it, and then drying it, freeze dryer. And it's bougie because that's the most expensive thing I have in my house is my freeze dryer, but it is well worth its weight in gold, especially if you want to do candies and food. And avocados were on sale the other day, and listen, I'm cheap. I bought 48 avocados, mashed them all up, freeze dry them. Now I have avocado powder that I put in my eggs in the morning. It's great. So when I pull it out, I'm still experimenting. I go
freeze dried Skittle.
Oh, nice. They're so good, man. They're so good. I'm experimenting, so I'm still trying to learn. Like the internet says, hey, your square footage is this big. You're going to press it like this. But now I have like bubble hash that's in a sealed mason jar that I have one of those vacuum sealers on it, and it's been in there for 3 months, let's say, or 6 months. And now I'm pulling it out and I'm pressing it. It in theory should be similar to where it was, but I see there's a little bit of degradation in the color. This last time I did it, I pressed it, put it into raws, and instead of leaving it on my desk here to get decently warm and sort of cure in 7 to 10 days, I put it in the fridge, fresh press in the fridge, and I did it for 2.5 months. And that's that one I just showed you. There is no now it's a different cultivar and a different this, and everything's different, but that sat in the fridge in this blacked out jar for 2.5-3 months. I whipped it up and it's like it's brand new. So is there a method to that? Maybe I'm trying to do long storms because like I said, I have a fair bit when I do my runs. So anybody who wants to tell me, listen, I picked up a little bit of this and a little bit of that from this guy and this video and that thing, and I go, oh, that makes sense. I'm going to try it. So, I don't, I don't think I'll ever change from these because how many people go, oh my God, that's a great idea. I never thought of that. And then they see what you can do with it and they go, wait a minute, you can do that with that? And they're like, I want to try it. So, man, if one person was the person that tried it and it helped their back, I'm so happy for them. So if you want to try something that's in rosin and you got a thing, reach out to me. Let's talk. I want to hear it. I want to talk about it. I want to hear it. So yeah.
It's amazing. Yes, I did. I always tell people when they ask about like equipment, like what's your secret weapon in the grow? They're probably thinking it's like, oh, UV light or anything. I go get a stool. Get a wheel stool, a mechanic stool that with wheels, it will save you. Like anything that can save your body, man. Dear God, de-leafing is nothing short of a nightmare with X amount of plants.
Yeah, especially at the back.
That's what you say. I call it a plant mullet. It's like the front is all nice and trimmed, and it's just party in the back. Yeah. That's hilarious.
Wild. Yeah. No, but it's by nature that's why I'm doing this. It really is. Like I was going to go to Rockwell cubes, but they're expensive. Like Rockwell, like it's not. Cocoa's by far the cheapest, and especially in a quarter gallon. It's cheap, man. It's
cocoa cheaper. Is the way. I think if you're not doing living soil like on the far end, and you're not doing like RDWC on the other end. If you're just growing in the middle, man, I don't think there's any medium I would recommend other than cocoa. No perlite, straight cocoa. Cation exchange is amazing. It's like you mentioned like the bro science of it. No, you're 100% right with the amber trichomes. It was bro science just kind of locked into that, and then the science comes out and it goes, yes, all cannabinoids start as CBGA, and then as it starts to degrade, that main cannabinoid degrades down into CBD, down to THC, and then the final stage of that is CBN, essentially the sleep molecule in cannabis. And so 100%, I don't know how they did it, but the bro science guys were right. The more ambers, the more it is. Has almost nothing to do with indica and sativa. Those are we're trying to ban those terms around here. We use the Robert Connell Clark, a thin leaf drug variety and narrow leaf, or wide leaf drug variety of cannabis sativa. Indica, get out of here.
Yeah. Oh, and everything's crossed with everything these days. Like, come on, like
everything's everything. Yeah. No, I worked as a bud tender back in like 2015, and people be like, I only smoke sativas. I'm like, oh, well, there's no such thing as a sativa molecule. Actually, what you're experiencing is a complex blend. And I just watch their eyes glaze over, and they're just like, dude, give me Durban and shut up.
Listen, you think weed nerds are a thing? Hash nerds are even nerdier, dude. It is a whole level of complexity that like it's like we're sitting here talking the whole time, and it's like, oh man, let's try this and let's try that, and I got this idea, and it's like, yeah.
It's literally and it's a rabbit hole that goes forever. I always say on here, it's like you go from stoner to quantum mechanics in 4 questions. I say, oh, I do this. Why? Because the plants respond to it. Why? Well, because it seems like they absorb more light. Why? Because photosynthetic photon flux density is capped out by the daily light integral. It's like, what are we doing? What am I saying? What do these words mean? Cations? We're talking about ions bumping into the root particulate particle and exchanging covalences. What is happening? You can take this as high or as low as you want, and you're gonna end up with dank ass weed at the end. But it's fun. It's fun to know. Take it as deep as you like.
Yeah, that last 30 seconds was well above my pay grade, and that is another great thing about this plant, man. You like you said, you take as far as you want, but you don't need to be rocket science to grow this. Just try it. Just try.
But then every now and then, the nerditry pays off. Like so, PPFD, photosynthetic photon flux density. It's just the amount of light raindrops that are raining down on your plant. And so, you have to hit a certain amount of PPFD, or else your plant can't absorb CO2. So there's people that are running I run like 1,200 parts per million under my fluorescent compact bulb. That CO2 is literally wasted in the atmosphere. I grew 15 years. I never knew that. And I started studying what PPFD and DLI do. And I immediately, there's actually a practical application. If you're going to run, it's close to like around 1-to-1. If you're going to get 1,000 parts per million of CO2, you need about 1,000 PPFD, and you got PPFD measures. It's a crazy time. And then I know guys that literally are like old school heads up in Boulder, grow the best weed ever, and they grow GH, like you said. Like people, I would always knock on Athena and like, Athena, I'm a new millennium guy. And then Chubbs walks in, maybe one of the most winning cannabis growers in history. People go, autoflowers suck. Well, this guy grows nothing with autoflowers. Athena sucks. Well, this guy grows nothing with Athena, and he grows the best, dankest weed that wins everywhere he goes. And I go, all right, man, come at me, bro. I'll defend autos. Come at me.
It proofs in the pudding, man. I had the pleasure of hanging out with Chubbs I went to his house when we were in LA the one time, and shout out to Chubbs, man. Him and I are, anytime there's something hash we're seeing, or he's calling me, I'm calling him. You're right. Like that's that man. And again, his guava, man, he should enter that and everything. It is so good.
Those guava crosses, man. I'm becoming a convert. We got this in our community, this guava gator cross. And literally I'll be sitting at the computer and like someone will open a jar. That's the guava. Like someone just opened the guava gator. It's so ridiculous. I don't even know. It's one of the few strains. There's a lot of the old heads say weed doesn't smell like it used to, like the old school diesels and stuff. And that's true on average. I do believe weed was a bit more funky back in the day, but that also could be that greasy versus sandy trichome thing. The greasy strains reek way more because they're trichome heads that have burst, and that's why they're greasy. That's the actual oils of the trichome leaking out. So yeah, I'm a big believer that now is the best time to live in ganja in the history of ever. We're the most spoiled, the most knowledgeable, the best community, the safest. Scotty Reel, he had the DEA show up at his house like last month.
Yeah,
they'll knock on the door, and he's just like, fuck off. I put all my plants. I got 6 plants. Get out of here. And you know what they did? They fucked off.
Yeah. When the cop came here and he's like, I was just at a place the other day and he had 2 plants too many. So I asked him which one he wanted me to cut down. And he told me, I go, you don't tell anybody that. Like, that's your punishment is. I said, nobody's going to not grow more plants, buddy. You know what I mean?
That's still that's like Sophie's Choice. It's like, am I cutting down the AJ's diesel? Am I cutting down, oh man, that's a special pheno, copper. That's a special pheno. Get out of here.
Yeah. No, it's such a silly thing, man. Plant count is so I'm glad you said that. Square footage. That's the best way to describe it. Square footage, period. Right. End of day.
Spread
1 or 16. Yeah.
Yes. Everyone watching right now, spread the word. Tell your congressman, tell your I'm not even gonna pretend like I know what Canada has. Tell your local polar bear administrator. No.
Yeah, that's close enough.
No, I love Canada. I'm not one of those Canada. Literally, Brett lives up in British Columbia, and he'll be like, dude, it's warmer up here than in Denver. Shut up. It's like, I know.
Yeah, that West Coast life, man. I'm on the East Coast where it's not warm like that ever. I'm not up north, but I mean, it's cold. It was mine. Like, so we were in the garage last night washing, stainless steel vessel, everything stainless steel, all the stainless steel parts. And at about 11 o'clock at night, everything started to freeze up a little bit. I looked at the thermometer; it was -15 out. So again, during the day it was only -5. It was perfect, but not -15, man. Had to pull out the heater, melt everything.
That's so crazy. Yeah, we've been very blessed. It's like I think we're just skipping winter in Colorado. It
Okay.
snowed one time. It's gotten below 30 like a handful of times. It's 65 every day here. It's crazy. I love that, but I get worried. I'm just like, something. Where's the catch? This is going to come blow out. It's going to snow until June this year, I think.
Well, and you notice this kind of stuff, like maybe not so much the snow, but in this past summer, and I've talked to, I don't know, I've lost count how many people I've talked to where I do like to do outdoors here. It ends like you're pulling stuff early out here and very close to clearer than cloudy because just of the time frame and the weather. But this year, normally it's like July 1st, you start to see a little bit of a female plant part coming out. It was 3 weeks later and nothing was ready. And I'm just talking about this and people are like, you've seen that too? And I goes like, wait a minute, if I'm not the only one, like what happened this summer that has changed for the last 6 summers? It was July and then it would be then. I couldn't finish my plants. I don't know what it was. I don't know if anybody else noticed it in the chat, but holy geez, I'm a little worried, like you said, like what's going on here, you know?
That's one of the one things from New Millennium we always recommend. They got a thing called the winter frost, and it's essentially a plant senescer. So it like kind of tricks your plant into thinking its life is ending, and so it stops uptaking. And you can knock, week or two, definitely a week, but week 2, 3 off if you go the right way. So maybe we can get you some of that up in Canada. You can give it a try. I really stand by it. It's like it's a very unique product.
I'm gonna have to take you up on that. It sounds like
All
it
right,
is for
all
sure.
right. We love the New Millennium guys. Love they always say sauce your base. You use Athena, great. Drop some of our fulvic on it. Drop this lightning star. Drop this on. It's amazing stuff. So yes, we'll figure out how to make that work. As we're approaching an hour, we're start landing this plane. I would be remiss to not mention your newest hobby. You kind of alluded to it. You're getting into a little breeding projects, eh?
Yeah, man, it is fun. It is. And listen, I'm not listen, sure, there's a lot of breeders out there and everybody's this and everybody's that and everyone's pollen check, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't care. I'm doing it. It's my next progression. So, but yeah, I like grabbing stuff from people. I know I've shook their hands. I've done this. This is man, it keeps it personal. You know what I mean? It keeps it a connection to that guy then wants to see you succeed and he wants to help you. And not that I need him to help me, but I want him to, and when I give these plants to my seeds to people, man, I want to see them succeed too, because it this wouldn't have happened without me. He grew this plant. He loves it. He goes, this is the best plant I grew in 3 years. I go, tell me something you don't like about it, man. Come on, stop blowing smoke. Tell me. And he goes, oh, there's one thing maybe, and it's not even that big. It was this. And I go, yeah, I don't mind that either. So I love this community, man. So that it helps that too, because in Canada, you put it in the mail and it gets there in 2-3 days. You know what I mean? It's amazing in that aspect. And yeah, so again, 20. Because I'm 98. I started with 60. I started 60 seeds from one strain that I have thousands of seeds. I started at 60, and it started even before that. I was looking at the tap root, and I threw out some that were short and not as good and healthy. I put those all into solo cups because I didn't have 60 bud cups, but I did do a couple bud cups, and lo and behold, they were a little bit bigger than the other ones. I'm like, I can't make this up, dude. And I sent him a picture and he's like, he goes, absolutely. So, but I got it down to about 30. And then I started cutting out males and stuff. I flipped it. So now I'm at 22 females. And I have 22 clones in the cloner that are waiting to see which one I'm going to keep. And, I greasy and sandy and all that stuff is a great thing to rough estimate, but I have a greasy strain that when you look at it, it's hard, it's gummy, it's like, so even coming out of the freeze dryer, I extra dried it because I'm like, why is it still sticking together? It's not dry, but it was greasy. But then I put it in a double bag when I did the press, and I got way more than I did on my sandy one. So I did get less originally out of the wash, but I got more out of the bag. So it was still a little bit less, sure, but can't do it until you try it. So I'm blessed to be able to try multiple things, like inbreeding's that next one. So.
And so if anyone was nervous about it, say they had like, you know, a 2x4 tent, a 5x5 tent, would you recommend they get into it? How would they go into it? What would be your kind of thoughts on it?
So right now, what do I move here? So right now I got all my moms in here. So I reset my stuff. You got to be careful, right? So I'll be able to give you that answer in about a month and a half's time. So I have a 2x4 over here that I have negative pressured into it, right? It's sucking in, so there is no coming out. I have a carbon filter, and what I did is, oh no, it's not here. I bought a 10 micron sock filter. KJ, KJ was in here earlier. He's like, here, try this. I found it on Amazon. So what it was like a filter, a water filter or something, but it was 10 micron, and I researched how big pollen was, right? So I cut it, I duct taped it to my inline fan, and then I shoved that inside the carbon filter and taped it to that. So any of the air that's being sucked out of that tent and blown into my atmosphere has gone through that 10 micron thing. I don't know if that helped, but when I did the pollen collection and shaking of it with just 2 plants and a 2x4, I went into my 5x5, which is 2 rooms over. I sprayed everything down wet. I turned up the humidifier. Like I took it outside of the tent, blew it in the room before it. So I had like 2-3 layers of it. And I hope that it didn't cross pollinate, but about a month and a half, I'll find out. I think I did the right steps, and this is just bro science, but I think it's going to work. Yeah.
That is heed those words of what he just said. That's brilliant. Increasing the humidity, create any boundaries you can. Yeah, that's my number one thing. When they were starting to introduce hemp fields in Colorado, everyone was just freaking out. It's like, well, I better get a new intake filter because my freaking garden's about to get seeded. You know, that's the one downside, right?
Did people see? We don't have big crazy hemp farms here. We have some of them because they have this micro license with the Health Canada that you see every once in a while. You see a farmer that's like, what is he? That looks a lot like cannabis. But did people get bad outcomes with that?
No, I think for the most part that we dodged it. It's one of those things that it's either indoor or it's full outdoor these days. So I don't imagine that most people are going to be, but also I don't know. I know I was worried about my intake for my indoor. I can speak to that. There's almost none of that. Did some outdoor fields get got? Not sure. Most hemp is female. That's good. Yeah. I was getting into hemp there for a while, and then it just immediately got taken over as a commodity, and it kind of took all the fun out of it. I was hanging out with like Adam Dunn, of Adam Dunn fame, and he was really big into the hemp stuff, and I was like, yeah, all about it. And then it's kind of just growing. Once you get into it, it takes all the fun out. That's one of the great things about legalization. The youth are really unimpressed by you know what I mean? Like back in the day, it's all, oh, so naughty, and oh, what are you doing over there? It's the naughty smell. Oh, what you guys got? And now literally Scott was at a party here just last month, and all the parents were outside smoking, and these 16-year-old kids came out. They're like, can you put that out? There's people trying to read in here. And we're like, what the fuck? 16? It's taking all the cool out of it. It's just normal now. It's just normal, boring stuff. It's a plant. Who cares?
Yeah, it is. And sometimes my house smells a little bit, and my wife goes, uh-oh, you know what happened? She took the kid who is 12 at the time, maybe he was 11, but younger, and we did all the cutting down in the garage, but his hockey bag was in the garage, and she goes, all the 12-year-olds were like, who brought the skunk? It was, and all the parents, she's like, I felt so bad. I go, listen, I get the kids, whatever. It's not like they were going to get high of it. So what, so the parents knew? Here, I'll give you a hat next time you can wear, and then they'll really know. You know what I mean?
I know all of my work clothes have weed leaves on them, or say, bring the dank, it'll say in big words and a THC molecule. It's like, boy, I was told I would grow up someday. That hasn't. I'm getting old, but I don't seem to be growing up quite the way I was told I would.
Yeah, listen, you remember that Toys R Us? I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us. I live by that motto, man. We were talking about age before we started, and when I get on the phone call, they're like, tell me your birthday. I can give them my birthday. They go, we need to know how old you are. I go, here's my birthday, figure it out. Because I stopped counting at 21. When I turned 21, that was the last landmark that I care about. It is now just a number, man. Let's have fun. Let's just be cool and have fun and get along with people, man. It's easy. It's so easy. It's better, happier.
It is so easy. I follow so many of my favorite people online. I'll follow on come Facebook friends with, and I go, "Oh, you're nuts! Like you're so nice in the community," and then like online, you're like, aliens are abducting Republicans. They're, the goats are voting. Goats are voting.
Let's vote
like,
now. Yeah.
Oh, goddamn it! Goat vote and the goat vote. And so it's like it's an amazing place. We can all come together. It's like it's all about just like I said, my whole channel's thing, like it's in the theme song. I start every show. There's nothing but good vibes up in here. So, someone was acting a fool last week, and I banned them. And then some guy's like, "How could you ban them?" And I go, "Now you're banned. How about that? There's nothing but good vibes allowed in here." And if I have to have one person, if it's just me and Mike sitting here alone, that's what it's going to be. If I have to keep my sanity, folks, life is amazing. I told my Uber driver the other day, we were talking about this. I said, I found the most offensive thing you can say on the internet. Everything's going to be okay. People hate that sort of talk. Oh, toxic positivity. The world's fucked. I go, the world's always fucked, man. It's but you know what the problem is? Here's what's different compared to now versus back in the day. We're the adults that are responsible for it. So it hurts a little bit more when it's like, all this crap happened to my great grandkids were like, "What were you doing during the great riots of 2030? I go, I was on YouTube getting high.
Yeah. I listen to that, and it can happen, man. I am not a political guy. I see stuff, but I don't believe half the shit that's in the news. I don't know about the goats. I haven't heard that one, but most of
the goat vote.
Most of this stuff is well out of my reach. I can't control any of it. And I was watching the Super Bowl the other day, and I posted something because I'm in a sports bar and it's loud and everybody's talking and yelling. And I go, "Hey, is this the whole?" Because I couldn't hear what was on the TV. And I go, "Anybody out there watch Super Bowl right now? Is this all Spanish? I can't hear it, but it sounds like it's all Spanish." And the amount of people that you're being ignorant or you're just stupid or what, and it's like, buddy, I was asking about the fucking song. Like, it was simple as that. I couldn't hear it, and it's like, I wish people weren't as like you said, that we, like, that's weird because the goat thing's different, but just take it for a grain of salt, man. Maybe they were just asking a question. Be cool.
And I will say that, we need, this is one of the things that really changed my life as I looked out at society. I go like let's say that there is a giant 5-foot jar of jelly beans at like a state fair, right? And then we have a contest where like you go up and you try to guess how many jelly beans are in this giant tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, you guess. If you add up every single guess and divide it against the people guessing and take the average will be closer than any one guess always. It's like a power law distribution. And I went, oh, everyone's important. Some asshole's going to say 20 million. And then some other asshole's going to say 0. There's obviously not 20 million. There's obviously not 0. We need those two assholes to like de-asshole each other. If everyone thought like us, it would be screwed. And so I really got into like, everyone do your thing, do it the best, make the world a better place, but give people room. If they want to be on the other side, that's great. If they want to be completely neutral, like I imagine me and Mike want to, I say in this world, my little Grambo Grows world, this is a place we come to escape, man. This is the escape. I'm not going to take a stand. I'm not going to, that's for my personal life. I'll go do that. But here today, this is just, what do we get? De-asshole each other. That sounds like a different, no de-assholing.
What was that? Head shop / adult shop? I think it's maybe in that one. Yeah.
I'll take some edible panties and one de-assholer.
That should be the name, de-assholes.
Oh God,
awesome, man.
I love it, Mike. I always say at the end of the show, we always fly off the rails, and you didn't disappoint. We managed to jump her off the rails.
Yeah. That's a new one on me too. I like it though. De-assole, man. Let's do it.
Well, this was an amazing one. I had a chat has poured so much love on you. I don't think there's ever been a guest I've ever had that got as much
Oh,
love in chat
gosh.
as Big Mike. So if you guys did enjoy him, make sure you go follow his Instagram. That's the main hub. It's a great place to diversify. We spend a lot of time on YouTube. We spend a lot of time on others, but definitely go follow 420 Things Grow on Instagram. He's got the blue check mark. He said he ain't got money, but he's got that verified money.
It helped me get my
money, son.
listen. I hate paying it out every month. I hate it, but it helps. It definitely does.
Yeah, sometimes you got to wet Big Brother's beak a little bit, try to just stay in good stand. I told Scott like with YouTube, I was like, if I could pay $100 a month, if there's some like $100 like don't get shadow banned tier, I'd gladly pay it. Gladly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, and I know a buddy who looked into some of this stuff, and he goes, "What you got to do, and you got to buy an original OG YouTube channel from somebody who doesn't use it anymore, and you have all these extra abilities to do that you guys don't." I go, "That is a thing?" He goes, "It is 1,000,000% a thing," and I go, "Wow, okay." There's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to it.
Oh, there's levels. That's I spend pretty much all day, every day. Like literally, girls will come over. It's like, "What are you watching?" You go, "Oh, it's an interesting video essay about the psychology of like the first 10 seconds of a video. It's about like the fastest to there's like, "You're a nerd. Why am I here?" I go, "Because I'm goddamn handsome beard.
I'm pretty, and you like pretty.
I'm the sexiest bald after Jason Statham. I'm the sexiest bald, baby. Represent."
Yeah. I'll agree with it.
My man. Well, we are thoroughly off the rails. Mike, thank you so much for coming on. This was an amazing experience. The hour flew by. I always judge how fast it takes to get to an hour, and we're at an hour 10. That shit flew by.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for having me, man. Like I listen, this is well past my bedtime on a Sunday night on the East Coast, but I am so glad I stayed up and listen, yeah, man, just be cool, people. That's my message. I don't have much to say. Just be cool, baby. Yes.
Just be
cool. Thanks, man.
Baby. All right, brother. I appreciate you, and I will hopefully see you in real life someday soon.
It's gonna happen.
Love it. All right, brother. Thank you again.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, bye. We did it, you guys. That was an amazing one. I know you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. It's the nothing but good vibes. You never know what you're gonna get. Like I said, this is the first time actually getting to hang out with Mike. Awesome dude. Awesome growing style. Just the last month, I think we've proven that I always say that there's no way to greatness. Greatness is the way thing. Like truly, like get your environment dialed in. Start with really good genetics. And then, follow the regimens. Every nutrient company, they want you to win. That's one of the things we'll always say on Jug Dealers. They want you to win. Every nutrient company has the 17 essentials. Just follow the instructions, dial in your environment, the Lee Biggs law of the minimum. Make sure your plant has everything it needs, and you're going to grow the dank. Shout out to all the people over on realdgc.com. That's the Dude Grows official hangout. If you guys ever need anything, I'm over there. Like there's 8,000 of the best growers in the world hanging out over there. They answer questions. And yeah, man, if I've learned anything from doing this show, that there really is no way to the best except for just doing your best. And yeah, don't quit, you guys. This has been an amazing experience. I'm probably going to go pass out and die. I'm going to get my heating pad going. I'm going to eat a little bit more of these delicious freeze-dried candies here from Extract Seller Kyle. And before we get out of here, I got to thank once again Cody Whittaker dropping the 10 gift subs. Thank you so much, my friend. The godfather of the GramBorg dropping the 5 gift subs. Thank you, my friend. Mr. Sparkles, another Bad River Farm, South Dakota. Visit those guys, dropping the 5. And Rick, thank you for the 149, my brother. It all goes to the Mo Grows Fund. You guys know what it is. GramBorg's expanding. Kyle setting up the reserve. We got Colorado's newest consumption lounge, private consumption lounge, hash events, music events, stand-up comedy. It's going to be amazing, and going to be hiring a camera crew to come follow us around and do all sorts of stuff. So thank you guys for the love. I'm in a level of pain I would say is excruciating, and it turned off for the last hour, and it's felt nice just to kind of exist. But yeah, I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. Hopefully they can get me scheduled for surgery before April. That would be a real bummer. But thank you guys for all of the love, and thank you guys for what you all do for the community. We see you. I hope to see you at dgccup.com. If you guys want to come out, get the tickets and come hang out with us. Other than that, I didn't get a GramBorg dancing thing. You guys know what it is. I woke up, yada yada. But you GramBorg members, we got a bunch of cool stuff coming. Thank you guys for that $5 if you want. Hey, Rasta Jeff drops in. Shout out to another one of the great homies of the community. Saw Chad Westport in earlier. Got Rasta Jeff now. Love it. Love this community. Love you guys. And I will let you know. And GramBorg members, if you do click that join button, and all you new members, I'm going to try to do a makeup post show this week. I'm sure Extract Seller Kyle would love to do another post show from the reserve. So yeah, if once again, just for people that don't know, I had kidney stones, and I went in. I couldn't pass them, so I had to go in and have kidney stone removal surgery, and the surgery failed. You wake up out of surgery. And I was like, how'd the surgery go? And the surgery went great. I was like, so you got them? And they go, oh, no. I mean, you're alive is what we meant by the surgery went great. But no, they did. So they didn't get it. So they put giant tubes in my body, and I just got tubes in me, giant tubes. And I'm like, oh, I'm in agony constantly. And yeah, so I've been a little bit under the weather this last little bit. So all the Jug Club fans, Jug Club is coming. GramBorg members, there is awesome content coming. I've just been a little bit down and out. Yeah, I have a stent. I've got 2 stents, Turp Queen, and yeah, I won't even get into it. It's the most horrific thing. It's no fun. But like I said, this last hour, I feel it. You tell him, Turp Queen. You tell him. So I love you guys. Oh, what the hell? Get out of here. Look at this big softy 420. Thank you, Mike. Dropping the next gift subs. Appreciate you, my friend. 5 new members of the GramBorg. And I saw Kyle pop up in the chat there. He says he is definitely down to do a post show. So we'll make sure we do a post show for you guys, an after party from the reserve. And I'm gonna keep healing. So thank you guys. Love y'all. There's nothing but good vibes up in here. My name's Josh GRAMBO. This is GRAMBO Grows, and I will see you Tuesday for Jug Dealers, Wednesday for Dude Grows, and I'll be right back here next Sunday with another amazing of this cannabis. Those edibles are kicking in. Finally, to bed. Love you guys. I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.
We're dropping knowledge on GRAMBO Grows, talking about plants and how they go. Let's go. From seeds to the cure, we always smoke pure. Nothing but good vibes up in here.